Hi, this is Emma, and welcome to Esoteric Detective. Since the dawn of time, there has been groups or powerful people who have conspired to control others, either by clandestine means or openly. One of these groups is called the Bohemian Grove, a powerful all-men's club that engages in occult ritual and contains some of the most powerful people in the United States political system. Stay tuned as Esoteric Detective investigates 6 things we know about Bohemian Grove. Number 6. Each year Bohemian Grove is host in mid-July to a 2-week encampment of some of the most prominent and powerful men in the world. What happens at the camp is secret, and for years, it was denied by the media that it even existed. A large number of United States presidents have been seen at the camp the year before they were elected, as if appearing at the Bohemian Grove was a precursor to the United States presidency. Those known to have attended the 2-week Grove retreat include George H.W. Bush, Dick Cheney, Ronald Regan, Richard Nixon, Newt Gingrich, Gerald Ford, Jack Kemp, Henry Kissinger, Colin Powell, John Major, William F. Buckley, and former CIA Director William Casey, among many others. What happens at the Bohemian Grove is largely a secret, so the entire guest list is unknown. Number 5. On July 2000, radio talk show host Alex Jones infiltrated the Bohemian Grove and took footage with a hidden camera. In the footage, Alex Jones caught the Bohemian Grove engaged in watching what is known in esoteric circles as the cremation of care, in which a mock human child sacrifice is offered to a giant 30-foot or 9-meter stone owl, believed to represent the ancient god, Moloch. As the cremation of care takes place, Grove members in the Alex Jones video can be heard cheering as the mock sacrifice is destroyed, while in the background fireworks are let off. Let's take a look.
Begone, dull care. Fire shall have its will of thee. Begone, dull care. And all the winds make merry with thy ducks. Hail, fellowship's eternal flame. Once again, midsummer sets us free.
The Grove members on the stage are wearing hooded occult clothing and engaged in listening to strange and eerie music. Whether this production is real or a theatrical performance is unknown, but what is known is a great amount of time and money has been used to bring the event to life each year, and that the crowd seem to be very emotionally engaged with what is happening. Number 4. The owl, most likely, at least in the context of the stage play, represents the god Moloch. Moloch is named after the ancient Canaanite god associated with child sacrifice. That is, in ancient texts, the god Moloch was said to be worshipped by the sacrifice of children by their own parents. Moloch was represented in ancient times, not by an owl, but a bronze bull, with chambers within with great horns and smoke billowing from him. Number 3. Whether or not the owl is Moloch in the context of the Grove, it is likely just surface symbolism. Since it is known in esoteric occult literature, that the more layers you remove of a symbol the more information you know, until you are at the final symbol, that symbol is nothing like the surface symbol. In fact, they are most times polar opposites. Hence we may never know what the owl truly means. But that does not mean we cannot put the owl into context and gain some meaning from it. To do this we must place it in a greater context within the overwatching symbols in the United States symbolic system. For instance, here you can see the map of Washington, D.C. with the White House in frame. But if you look closely you can see a pyramid, with the White House at the top of the pyramid. But what is sitting on top of the pyramid? You can see clearly that there is the outline of an owl with the White House inside its stomach. Thus we can conclude that the apex of power is closely related with the symbolism of the owl. We can also note that the eye and pyramid go together. The eye, which is visible on the back of the United States dollar bill, is likely a surface symbolism of the owl itself, which we can see as symbolism in plain view. Also on the United States dollar bill, hiding between a line of cobwebs, the hidden owl on the back seems to be secretly keeping watch. Now note the Bohemian Grove's logo, which says "Weaving Spider, come not here," and place that in the context of the cobweb pattern on the back of the dollar bill. It is almost like the owl is watching the cobwebs to catch a spider. If you put these symbolisms together, you could say that the all-seeing eye on the dollar bill is itself the owl. That is, once the layers of symbolism are removed. Number 1. If the owl is the hidden symbolism of the eye at the top of the pyramid, as shown in the Washington, D.C. map, then it is something within a massive symbolic system. For the eye at the top of the pyramid is everywhere within the apex of political power and business. And thus, the underlying symbolism of the owl is also everywhere, behind the surface symbolism of the eye. Although the true meaning of the owl might never be known, what is known is that it stands for something that has a lot of power. Some say that it represents something within the heights of Masonic symbolism, such as the Great Architect. That is an overwatching God. Others says it represents those at the apex of power, that is the few that control the many. But whatever it means, what is known is that it stands for some kind of hidden order behind the visible. Since out of all the museums dedicated to American history, there is none that document the history of the owl within the American political system, or what it means. It is vacant from official history books and records, and this means there is a great power behind it that wants to keep this information secret. Whether this is for malice purposes or not, is also unknown. But what is known is that a great time and patience was taken to place these symbols within the American symbolic structure. And that means that they truly mean something to those powerful people who placed these symbols there. What do you guys think? Do you think the owl means anything? Or do you think it is just a conspiracy drawn up to see a pattern where there is none? Stay tuned and subscribe to Esoteric Detective to keep up to date with the strange and unusual. And please give a thumbs up if you liked the video. Until next time, when you see the eye at the top of a pyramid, have a closer look at that eye. You might just see the owl looking back at you.